Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your betting game by hitting that subscribe button and ensure you never miss out on our daily content. Want exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join our Patreon. Links are waiting for you in the comment section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. Buffalo Bills vs. Seattle Seahawks. The Bills are set to leverage their dominant run game against Seattle, a team that has struggled to contain rush offenses this season. With Josh Allen's mobility, expect him to exploit the Seahawks' vulnerabilities on the ground. The Bills' defense has shown resilience despite conceding significant yardage, giving Allen the support needed to navigate tight situations, especially in a close contest. Amari Cooper's presence will also be pivotal as he targets Seattle's injury-depleted secondary. Seattle might face further challenges with potential absences among key players, including their top running back, wide receiver, and a top cornerback. The Bills have consistently covered spreads as favorites, pulling away from opponents late in games, and this one should be no different, though Seattle will likely keep fans on edge. Prediction: Buffalo Bills -3 points. While the Bills are solid defensively, their record against playoff-caliber offenses reveals a tendency to give up points, conceding an average of 29 points against teams like the Ravens and Texans. Expect a high-scoring matchup with both offenses capitalizing on opportunities to drive downfield. Seattle's struggle against the run could prove costly, especially with Allen on the field. Geno Smith will continue building his case as Seattle's long-term starter, likely putting up a strong performance against the Bills' yardage-heavy defense. With both teams capable of scoring 23-plus points, we anticipate a high total, especially given past encounters where winners scored 31-plus points. Prediction: over 46.5 points. New Orleans Saints vs. Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers return home following a disappointing loss to Arizona, primed for a bounce-back against a Saints team missing quarterback Derek Carr. While the Saints' offense lags behind, their defensive issues create an even wider gap. Justin Herbert should thrive against this vulnerable defense, connecting through the air, while Dobbins and Edwards bolster the ground game. The Saints, with Rattler under center, will face a daunting task against one of the league's top defenses. Expect the Chargers to take advantage of turnovers and favorable field positions. Trends favor Los Angeles. They're 1-0 against the spread as home favorites, while the Saints sit 2-3 ATS as underdogs. Prediction: Chargers -7 points. The under also appears favorable here, given the offensive struggles on both sides. The Saints' offense faltered against Denver, and they now face an even stronger Chargers defense. Both teams may be missing key players, further hindering scoring potential. The Chargers' defense, which has hit the under in 5 of 6 games this season, should keep this a low-scoring affair, with a likely final score around 21-10 for Los Angeles. Prediction: under 41 points. Carolina Panthers vs. Denver Broncos. The Carolina Panthers come into this matchup facing a familiar challenge under center, as the short-lived Andy Dalton experiment failed to produce the desired spark. In his last outing, Dalton struggled, throwing for fewer than 100 yards while giving up 2 interceptions, underscoring the Panthers' ongoing issues with consistency and playmaking from the quarterback position. On the upside, running back Chuba Hubbard managed to bring some energy, rushing for 52 yards and notching a touchdown, providing a glimmer of hope in an otherwise lackluster offensive performance. However, overall, the Panthers' offense has been unable to sustain drives and generate points, averaging just 15.7 points per game, ranking 28th in the league. This week, Carolina will return to Bryce Young at quarterback, looking for stability. However, Young must avoid the turnover bug that has plagued the Panthers this season, as they currently hold one of the league's highest interception ratios. Given the team struggles to move the ball effectively, Young's role in limiting mistakes will be crucial. Carolina's offense has found some rhythm in the red zone, ranking 14th in red zone success, largely due to their effective run game. Currently averaging nearly 5 yards per carry, the Panthers' ground game could be a deciding factor, especially with Young still working on his downfield passing. On the other side, the Denver Broncos are seeing mixed success with rookie Bo Nix under center. Despite some ups and downs, Denver managed to score over 30 points in 2 of their last 3 games, showing that the offense has potential when it clicks. Nix had a solid outing in his last game, throwing for 164 yards without any turnovers, and he's helped by a strong ground game spearheaded by Javonte Williams, who rushed for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Broncos also showcased explosive potential on the ground, with 3 different players breaking out runs of over 20 yards in their last game. Still, the Broncos are far from a well-oiled machine. Denver ranks 21st in scoring, averaging just 20.7 points per game, and their ability to convert on third downs and finish in the red zone has been limited. Although they've shown they can gain yardage on the ground, Nix's struggles with accuracy and downfield passing continue to hold the offense back. Sitting near the bottom in completion rate, 61%, and average depth per completion, 5.6 yards, Nix has yet to find a consistent groove in the passing game, which limits Denver's ability to make explosive plays and capitalize on scoring opportunities. Prediction: Carolina Panthers plus 11.5 points. Denver's defense has been its saving grace, especially in the red zone, where they lead the league in efficiency. This strong defense could put pressure on Carolina's run-first approach, but the Panthers have shown they can run the ball effectively, which may allow them to control the clock and keep the game close. Given Denver's own inconsistency on offense, especially with Nix's limited passing game, the Panthers have a solid chance to cover the plus 11.5 spread. Expect a more ground-focused, slower-paced game as both teams aim to establish the run, making it tougher for the Broncos to pull away by double digits. Prediction: under 40.5 points. With both teams' offenses showing limitations and focusing on the run, the potential for a high-scoring game is low. Denver's stellar red zone defense will likely stymie Carolina's scoring opportunities, while the Broncos' conservative approach on offense won't do much to inflate the scoreline. Look for a close, low-scoring battle where the run game dominates, making the under 40.5 points a solid play. Kansas City Chiefs versus Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders have been struggling in recent weeks, with an offense that's stalled and a defense that can only hold the line for so long. Their inability to convert drives into touchdowns has kept them on the losing end, and facing a Kansas City squad poised for a breakout performance doesn't bode well for Las Vegas. Kansas City's recent acquisition of DeAndre Hopkins adds yet another weapon to Mahomes' arsenal, and so far this season, Mahomes has yet to post his signature high-stat game. Against the Raiders' porous defense, that's likely to change. Expect Kansas City's ground game to set an early tone, softening the defense before Mahomes' precision passing takes over and shreds the secondary. Kansas City's defense has been equally formidable, with a disruptive front that should have little trouble pressuring Gardner Minshew into long third-down situations, where the Raiders' offense has been ineffective. Look for the Chiefs to dominate on both sides of the ball, exploiting mismatches and creating big plays to put the game out of reach. Betting insight: take the Chiefs minus 9.5 points. In Raiders' home games, the over has hit 2 out of 3 times, and in 6 games where the total was set at 42 points or lower, have gone over. With Kansas City's offense primed for an explosive outing and the Raiders' poor run defense likely to yield big plays, this matchup could easily turn into a high-scoring affair. Take the over 41.5 points. Dallas Cowboys versus San Francisco 49ers. The Cowboys are coming off a humbling loss to the Detroit Lions before their bye week, and injuries have hit their defense hard. Star linebacker Micah Parsons, nursing a high ankle sprain, missed 2 games and still has yet to return to full form. Meanwhile, DeMarcus Lawrence's absence has left a significant void in Dallas' defensive line, and without these key players, the Cowboys' defense has struggled, particularly against the run. Allowing an average of 143 rushing yards per game, they now face a San Francisco offense well-suited to capitalize on this weakness. San Francisco's offense, led by the versatile Brock Purdy, leans on its ground game to set up a lethal play-action scheme. Though Purdy struggled against Kansas City's top-tier defense without key targets Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel, he now faces a battered Dallas defense that's missing its top pass rushers. With San Francisco ranking in the top 10 in both passing and rushing yards, and head coach Kyle Shanahan's play-action mastery in full swing, they're in prime position to exploit Dallas' vulnerabilities. Betting insight: prediction: San Francisco 49ers -4 points. Recent history favors a high-scoring affair when these teams meet. 9 of San Francisco's last 13 games against Dallas have hit the over. With Dallas' defensive struggles and San Francisco's balanced offense, expect the 49ers to establish their rhythm on the ground and open up their passing game, creating scoring opportunities. Prediction: over 45.5 points.